There are moments in life when the challenge in front of us feels impossible. The problem looks too big. The fear feels too strong. And we wonder, how could I ever face this? Today we explore a scripture story that has spoken to generations for thousands of years, not because of strength, not because of power, but because of faith. This is the story of David and Goliath. Long ago, the people of Israel found themselves facing a powerful enemy known as the Philistines. The two armies stood on opposite sides of a valley waiting. Every day, the Philistines sent out their champion. His name was Goliath. Goliath was not just a soldier, he was a giant, towering in height, covered in heavy armor, armed with weapons designed to strike fear into anyone who looked at him. Day after day, Goliath stepped forward and challenged Israel. "Send me a man to fight me," he demanded. "If he defeats me, we will serve you. But if I defeat him, you will serve us." The soldiers of Israel heard his words, and they were terrified. Even King Saul, chosen to lead the people, was afraid. No one dared to step forward. The giant didn't just threaten their bodies. He attacked their confidence, their faith, their courage. Now, far from the battlefield, there was a young shepherd named David. David was not a warrior. He was the youngest of his brothers. His job was simple: tend the sheep. One day, David's father asked him to bring food to his brothers who were serving in the army. When David arrived at the camp, he heard the voice of Goliath echoing across the valley. David watched as fear spread through the soldiers, and he couldn't understand it. "Why is no one standing up to him?" David asked. "Who is this giant that he should defy the living God?" David saw the situation differently. Where others saw size, David saw faith. Where others saw danger, David saw an opportunity to trust God. When King Saul heard about David's words, he sent for him. "You are just a boy," Saul said. "You cannot fight this giant." But David replied calmly, "I have protected my father's sheep. When a lion or a bear came to attack them, I fought back. The same God who protected me then will protect me now." David was not confident in himself. He was confident in God. Reluctantly, Saul agreed. He offered David his armor, but it was too heavy. David couldn't move properly wearing it. So David removed the armor. Instead, he took what he knew: a sling, 5 smooth stones, and faith. As David walked toward Goliath, the giant laughed. "Am I a dog," Goliath mocked, "that you come at me with sticks?" Goliath saw David's youth and weakness, but David saw something else. "You come against me with sword and spear," David said, "but I come against you in the name of the Lord." David ran toward the giant. He placed a stone into his sling, swung it through the air, and released. The stone struck Goliath in the forehead. The giant fell. And in that moment, everything changed. The impossible was defeated, not by strength, but by faith. The story of David and Goliath is not really about a giant. It's about perspective. Goliath represents the problems we face in life, the fears that seem too large to overcome. Fear, doubt, failure, uncertainty. David teaches us something powerful. You don't need to be the strongest. You don't need to be the most experienced. You don't need to have everything figured out. You need faith. David didn't deny the size of the giant. He simply believed that God was bigger. Sometimes the battles we face are not meant to defeat us. They are meant to reveal where our trust truly lies. If you are facing a giant in your life today, remember this story. The same faith that carried David forward is still powerful today. Take a moment to reflect on what this scripture story means for your own journey. And remember, giants fall when faith stands firm.